So it looks like Spider-Man Far From Home is getting that much bigger relating to villains. It was just said that Spider-Man Far From Home has added an actor, I'm sorry if I get the name wrong, Newman Akar, as a character that's going to be named Dimitri. Now, the big question about that is this guy going to become Kraven the Hunter or the Chameleon? A big theory now is the Chameleon, but he's got the look to become Kraven the Hunter. Now, what does this honestly mean in the case of villains? I don't know if it's the smartest idea because when you think about it, look what happened the last two times there were three villains in a Spider Man movie. Now, I am not trying to bring a negative into this. I love Spider Man. I am a huge fan of Tom Holland's Spider Man, and I love the idea of Peter Parker going on vacation, kind of on like a big school trip thing where he goes across Europe and whatnot and wherever else he's going. But we all saw Spider Man 3. We all saw The Amazing Spider Man 2. Well, most of us probably saw it. And what's the big issue with them? Honestly, be like there are a lot of problems with them, but the villains were a big thing. Because look at Spider-Man 3. It had Sandman, New Goblin. Harry wasn't very much the Green Goblin. He was called the New Goblin, and Venom. And it was just a big cluttery mess. That was Sony's doing though. So we know Sam Raimi wanted to do the Sandman, but they wanted Venom in it and whatnot and whatever. And then look at The Amazing Spider-Man 2. They ended up putting in the Rhino briefly. They put in Electro as at the forefront, which he was a pretty. Honestly, I enjoyed him as a villain. And then they shoehorned Harry Osborn in as the Green Goblin at the very end. Why? In a speedy way to build up the Sinister Six. Now, I don't know if. I don't think Marvel's going to have the same issue of poor development and poor use of just shoehorning all these villains in. Maybe in this film, the actor of Dimitri is gonna be more like a background guy. Like he's gonna be there. You know, you'll hear the name and maybe you'll see him like turn towards becoming the villain, or maybe if he is the Chameleon, like maybe we'll see an after credit scene where he kind of does something like he takes off his face, or maybe it's got like a minor little scene in the actual film where it happens. So like he's not like a big deal for Spider-Man out of nowhere for like 5 minutes as other villains were like in the Amazing Spider-Man 2. But who am I to guess? I'm not entirely sure. I'm not working on the film, but I don't know. The sound of the idea of a third villain right now is a little much for me just because of the way it was executed in the past. And I understand this is Marvel. They're very much smarter. They've been doing this for a very long time. They can fix what Sony's done in the past. Just that my whole concern is just I don't know. I have a fear of it being a repeat of what happened at the other films. I want these movies to do good. And I do want the Sinister Six to come in, but I don't want it to be all shoehorned in. We've already discussed how Hydro Man's gonna be in it. Mysterio's gonna be in it. There's rumor that the Vulture's gonna return. That Scorpion's gonna make an appearance. Like this is just if this is all true, I hope it's not. I don't think it really is, but in the case that it is, it's just too many villains in one film at the moment. If they do it right and they have maybe two villains per film, and then we have like if they make a Spider-Man 4 about the Sinister Six, then fine. But if they're trying to shoehorn in 3 to 4 villains in this movie and it doesn't work right, Spider-Man 3 is not gonna be as incredibly like a well done, and it's not gonna be a proper trilogy, if you, in my opinion, if they shoehorn in even more villain. Like I believe right now, Hydro Man and Mysterio in the film, I'm perfect. Maybe if there's like a brief thing like on the news while Peter's out there, oh the Vulture has escaped, then fine. But don't bring all three villains. Don't bring all these villains in and make them all fight Spider-Man in different moments or simultaneously because it's gonna be too much, and we're gonna have the same issue that happened with Spider-Man 3 and the Amazing Spider-Man 2. Just do any of us want that? No, we all want this film to succeed. No, I don't. I mean, there are those haters out there that obviously want all these Marvel movies to fail, but personally, I really want to see Spider-Man Far From Home. I want it to succeed. There's so much that I want in this film that I actually want to discuss, but my biggest fear right now is they're gonna add too many villains in one. I don't need. We don't need that. We've seen it done before. It's always been wrong. It's always been poorly executed. We don't need it a third time. All I want is to have, for now, honestly, all I want is Hydro Man and Mysterio, maybe an after credit scene of Chameleon. That's it. Then we have five villains, if I'm correct. No, we actually do have six, but I doubt that the Shocker is gonna be part of the Sinister Six. For now, just do it where we have, like right now, we have the Vulture guaranteed, and then this one we're gonna have Mysterio. We're gonna have Hydro Man, and then fine, make a after credit scene of the Chameleon. That would be, honestly, I'd be fine with that. Make it an after credit scene so we know he's out there, and in the next film, make him a much more of a threat to Peter. Maybe make him be Spider-Man in the third film. I don't know, but if this is the case and he is the Chameleon, or again even Kraven the Hunter, it's gonna be too much in one film, and I don't think. Again, I know I'm just repeating myself here, but we don't want that. I'm gonna stop myself here because I realize I'm just getting repetitive. But I don't know. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you guys think of this theory about this newscasting. Let me know. Just drop a like, so I know you guys made it to the end of the video. I'll make another video on this, going more in depth on what I want to see in Far From Home and my thoughts on this whole new casting of like more in depth towards the idea of him being Kraven the Hunter or the Chameleon. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll